What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. Week 6 of college football is in the books, and it was filled with drama, upsets, and just plain old good football. Mario Cristobal, what in the hell is going on in Miami? The real Drake Maye finally stood up. OU, the best team in the country, Colorado, USC, struggling with the state of Arizona, losing national recognition. What's next for these squads? Well, before we get into it, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest, and join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now back to business. Let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So, Mario Cristobal, Coach Cristobal of the Miami Hurricanes, has been in the headlines for days now after a catastrophic error that may have cost his team their chance at the college football playoff. Playing Georgia Tech. Around 35 seconds left. Third down, and they hand the ball off, y'all. It proceeds to be stripped. Georgia Tech proceeds to march down the field. After recovering the fumble, throws a bomb for the dagger, and it's over for the Hurricanes. Down goes Miami. Down goes Miami. And this is what they had to say.
And at the end of the game, a chance to put it away. And should just tell them to take a timeout right there, recalibrate, and just take a knee. And so gave them a chance, and they took advantage of it and scored. So that's simple.
Wait, what?
You know, when the drive started, it was going to be at 157, and we could burn about 127 off, and then it was recalibrated. They should have taken the timeout right there at the end. Thought he could get the first down, and we talked about 2 hands on the ball, but that's not good enough. Just should have told him to take a knee, and that's it. Fumbled the ball at 25, and they went 75 yards in 2 plays, so no excuse.
It was 3rd and 10 on that fumble play. Is that you're saying that you could have gotten the first down? Is that why you guys didn't go ahead and take a knee on that play?
We should have taken a knee. Okay.
The decision whether to take the knee or not, did you think they still had a timeout? Was there?
No, there was no confusion on there. We were moving the pile. We were, had a pretty good drive going, and just, again, you like to think that just that's it. And there's no other, I'm not going to make an excuse for it or say you should have done this or that. That's it. We should have done it. Sometimes let's get carried away with, hey, just finish the game and run it, but I should have just stepped in and said, hey, just take a knee.
No, seriously, what? I'm with this guy right here. What the hell are they doing? Oh, man. It was people calling for Coach's head. They wanted him fired. They wanted him out of there. But shout out to the offensive coordinator. Shannon Dawson came out recently and took the blame for this nonsense. He said, quote, ultimately, I called the play and I can live with it. Wrong thing to do, but a lot of things in that game could have kept us away from that last play, end quote. I respect him stepping up and taking responsibility, but don't just brush it off, bro. That was catastrophic error right there. The staff failed the players, straight up. Stand on it and die on that hill if that's how you want to feel about it. Stand on business, but be real about it. The staff failed the team. It was the running back. He shouldn't have fumbled. Yeah, he shouldn't have had the ball in the first place. The coaching staff needs to come up and take full blame for this situation. To be honest with you, though, they were lucky. At one point, they were down, and they were lucky to even have a chance at winning this game, first off. I'm going to just say that right there. But you cannot make mistakes like that at this level. That is Bush League. It cannot happen and you lose to a team with a losing record that you were favored to drag. I mean, Miami. I will say, though, the turnovers, Van Dyke, the interceptions, the lack of intensity at times cost this team. It was more than just that play, but you still can't allow that to happen. Through all that, through everything that went bad in that game, you still had a chance to win it and put it away, and the staff failed. Flat out, period. Now Miami moves on, and they have to face rolling, rejuvenated North Carolina Tar Heel team that has their star weapon in Tez Walker, who is recently ruled eligible, just played his first game, looked good, and Drake Maye had one of those Heisman games against Syracuse, lit him up for 3 tutties, and we were calling for it. We said, yo, will the real Drake Maye please stand up? And he stood. He rose to the occasion. Maye came out on fire and absolutely lit this Syracuse defense up, man. I mean, making all the throws, spreading the rock around. The offensive line gave good protection, and Maye finally showed why he is arguably the second best quarterback in the nation, as well as potentially the second overall player taken in the NFL draft, depending on how things stack up. But we were waiting for this game for him, man. He had kind of been a little slow compared to last season with the numbers. And he came out and had that Heisman moment we have been waiting to see and led those Carolina Tar Heels, who without a doubt made a statement win against Syracuse. Tez Walker looked good, came in his first game, making plays. And you can see now that this skills position unit for the Tar Heels is complete. They're rocking and rolling, man. They got guys that can make plays for Drake Maye, and we saw it all come together. The defense holding Syracuse to 7 points. The pass rush has been impressive. The linebacking core is fast. They're athletic. We're seeing a lot of good stuff from this group, man. And now they go and they have a huge matchup with Miami, who's obviously going to have a chip on their shoulder, man. They've been the laughing stock for the last 2 or 3 days in college football, in the entire college football world, to be honest with you. They've been getting dragged. So, you know, they're coming with a chip on their shoulder. They're coming to try to get back on track, man. But I like Carolina's chances. They're ranked 12th in the latest polls, the latest AP poll coming in. They're rolling, man, and they've got a chance to really run the slate and take the ACC if they keep playing on both sides of the ball like this. But we know Miami's going to give them a fight, and they're going to come in swinging. So Carolina got to handle business, you know what I'm saying? Moving to the Pac-12, Colorado, the most popular, notarized team in college football right now, was expected to run through rival Arizona State, but it didn't quite happen like that. And to be honest with you, the Sun Devils had the Buffs on the ropes and really exposed again how bad that defense is, man. Truthfully, Sheduer Sanders had to bail him out, you know what I'm saying, got active on the ground. His legs were the difference in this contest, in my opinion. It was an ugly win. They had to come from behind in the fourth. Sheduer really used his legs to extend drives on multiple series for this group and kept them alive. He threw a touchdown that tied the game at 24 with 45 seconds left. And Sanders just proved that he is clutch, man. With the game on the line, he wants the football. With 45 seconds left in the contest, Sanders got the rock, drove the Buffs down near their own 20 in the field goal range, and they were able to kick a game-winning field goal, but it took the final seconds for them to knock off an Arizona State team that has not been very good. Now, I mentioned traditionally this game has been close. You know what I'm saying? They split the last 6 or 7 down the middle. Arizona State beat this team last year, and they came in. They were missing star freshman quarterback Jaden Rashada, so I didn't think that their offense was going to light Colorado up like they did. Colorado gave up 24 points to this team, man. They got big play after big play after big play on the Sun Devil side. And they exposed some holes, honestly, man. And I think Sheduer's catching a lot of flack for the, celebration to the student section. I have no problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Do you? They was talking trash. You can talk your trash. He was big, punched one in on the ground, as well as threw a clutch touchdown in the fourth to bring this game to a tie game. Got the ball with seconds left, drove them down the field for the game-winning field goal. Did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Sheduer continues to evade pressure and run for his life at times. He continues to get the ball out to these receivers for them to make plays. He continues to be accurate. And that BS about him holding the ball for stats and taking sacks for stats is complete crap. And Sheduer basically came out and said dude was lame, whatever Pac-12 coach said that, and that he would rather have him over his guy that he has. The coach will remain anonymous, so we don't know. But chances are, depending on if it's not USC or Washington coach, you probably want Sheduer at quarterback. Maybe Bo Nix in Oregon too. But we saw that he continues to perform, leading the nation in passing yards. He continues to come up with ways to win. This group is resilient. I don't think that they were expecting a dogfight in this contest. I know I wasn't, and they continue to push forward. They have Stanford this week. I would say it looks like another easy win because Stanford's kind of been a doormat in the Pac-12, but you don't know which Colorado squad is going to show up at this point, man. I don't know. This is a game they should win. I thought them being favored by 6 against Arizona State was kind of disrespectful, but they didn't even cover. So looking at the Stanford game, if Stanford can create pressure and put up any type of points. I mean, Colorado can't guard the pass. They can't stop the run. So they're going to be giving up points, man, straight up. They gave up 21 to Arizona State, who really has had trouble moving the football at times. So it's gonna be interesting with the Stanford game. The Cardinals typically a physical group, and they fight. They fight. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the talent to match up with Colorado, but if they can make this game ugly, I don't know. Anything can happen at this point. We don't know which Colorado is gonna show up, man. But I will say, as long as Sheduer Sanders is in the game, this group has a chance, possibly getting Travis Hunter back. You know what I'm saying? We'd love to see Omarion Miller and those guys get more involved. Xavier Weaver, you know what I'm saying? He did his thing last game. But, you got these weapons, continue to develop them, and they got to continue to get healthy, man. They got to get Travis Hunter. They got to get Shiloh Sanders back in that secondary because they getting toe up right now. I'm just saying. Speaking of the Pac-12, man, USC, we're viewing them as a potential playoff team, and they're struggling with the likes of Arizona, bro. Arizona. How you give up 40 to Arizona, 40 plus? What in the hell is going on? They gave up 41 points to Arizona? Bro, I mean, the Trojans' defense is terrible. Oh, my gosh. And the offense is so good. It makes up for it, but it's the same problem they had last year. The Trojans have given up 41 points in consecutive games, and they're both to teams not named Oregon or Washington. What in the hell are they going to do when Michael Penix comes to town? This defense is terrible, and I think it's going to prevent the Trojans from winning the Pac-12, man, because you're not going to beat Washington giving up 41 points to Colorado and Arizona. I'm sorry. There's just no way. I'm telling you right now, Penix and them boys might put up 60 on USC if they're giving up 41 to the likes of Arizona. Caleb Williams is facing the same problem Sheduer Sanders is, carrying these squads, dragging these teams to wins at this point. And now they got to line up against Notre Dame this week, who just lost, and they're coming in hungry. This is a rivalry game, and I have no doubt in my mind that USC has the talent to put up enough points to win this game. But their defense, they're probably facing the most talented offense they've seen, with Sam Hartman leading the way. This guy's been around. He makes plays, and he can be trouble, man. To keep in the pocket, but they run those RPOs. I mean, it can be tricky to guard, man. And USC is just giving up way too many points. I don't know if their defense can really stand up and make enough stops to keep Notre Dame from upsetting them. If USC is going to lose this season, this is one of those games where they could potentially get caught slipping. I'm just saying. Notre Dame's defense is not bad, and USC's defense is terrible. I'm just saying. Notre Dame has only given up more than 20 points twice this season, so the defense is no slouch. You know what I'm saying? They can cause problems for Caleb and those Trojans. On the other side, though, the offense has shown that they can score points. So we're expecting an old-fashioned barn burner, a great West Coast shootout. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. This should be a really good game, but I think Notre Dame comes in with a chip on their shoulder. They just lost to Louisville. You know what I'm saying? Their college football playoff dreams are over at this point. So why would they not love to ruin USC's season as well, potentially, man? This is going to be a tough game for SC, and they're going to have to really rise to the occasion to win this. Speaking of rising to the occasion, Ohio State, those Buckeyes finally came to life, and they did damage to a very good Maryland team who was a fringe top 25, should have been in the top 25, and came into the game undefeated. A battle of 5-0 teams, and Ohio State just looked a couple classes above the competition on Saturday. After struggling to score this season, the team put up 37 points on a very good Maryland squad. This is the second highest output for the Buckeyes this season. The offense, we noted in my last video, they had been struggling, especially Kyle McCord. But they went off for 4 touchdowns as a unit. He threw 2 of them. He played his best game against Power 5 competition so far, man. McCord looked good, and most importantly, he got Marvin Harrison Jr. the damn football. He caught his first touchdown against Power 5 competition, went over 100 yards. But McCord looked polished. He looked poised in the pocket, and he was accurate. We haven't seen this level of confidence from him in a while. On the other side, the defense did a hell of a job shutting down Maryland's high-powered offense, snagging 2 interceptions. One was turned into a pick 6, scoring opportunity. We mentioned the defensive line had been struggling to put pressure on the quarterback, and they disrupted the Terrapins' pocket and really got after the quarterback and sealed this game. They really established the tone in the trenches, man. Ohio State came to life, and they played 4 quarters. If they can continue this momentum and this complete level of play after that, I mean, they fell down 10-0 in this game. So it was a slow start, but they fought and completely took over this game in the second half. If they can continue to put together games like this, and their offense continues to put up points, and their defense continues to cause havoc, we're talking about a team that looks like a very good contender to win the national championship. This was the best game Ohio State's played in weeks, and they needed a win like this to really solidify them, but also wake the fan base up and also just wake this program up. Coach Day and Lou Holtz been going at it. There's been distractions. They've had struggles. They've been escaping with wins, but this past Saturday was dominant. They should be able to handle Purdue, but I will say this. We're looking ahead. They don't want to overlook Purdue, but we're looking ahead to next week when we find out everything we need to know about Ohio State when they match up in a top 10, could be a potential top 5 matchup by that time with those Nittany Lions and Penn State who have been blowing out everybody on the scene so far. So that matchup will tell us a lot about the direction the Big Ten is going. Ohio State, if they can blow past Purdue and keep this momentum up, I like their chances. I like their energy. I dig the vibes heading into that Penn State game. And we'll find out a lot about Penn State as well, as they've got Maryland, Ohio State, and Michigan in a brutal 4-week span. So we'll find out about them. But I got to talk about, we saved the best for last. Those Sooners, the best game of the day, beating Texas. They came out physical and set the tone. This OU offense finally has a defense to match their capabilities. And we got to start talking about Dylan Gabriel and the Heisman race, because the kid is getting it done, flat out. His legs were the difference. We talked about it. Over 100 yards through the air and freaking over 100 yards on the ground. Oh, you know what I'm saying? We talked about how his legs were the difference, how he extended drives, how he found the end zone, how he ran that 2-minute drill like Brady and got the Sooners down the field, showed that he got that ice water in his veins. The game on the line, thousands watching, and it was no biggie. He found his man Nick Anderson in the end zone. Now, Gabriel leading this group, man. OU, they've got the safety, Bowen, the young freshman out there making play after play after play. They're causing havoc. Their defense is flying around. They got headhunters out there. They're intercepting passes. They're wreaking havoc. They picked off Quinn Ewers twice. This defense is playing really good football right now, man. They're making things hard for Texas, and they're looking like the class of the they're looking like the class of the Big 12 right now, straight up, man. There's no glaring weaknesses. They've got playmakers at every skill position. They can run the ball. They've got receivers that are game breakers that can completely change and flip the momentum of games. I like how this team is playing ball right now, man. I told y'all that they would be Texas's toughest matchup this far, and look what happened. They're showing they can win close games. We knew they would score. We knew Oklahoma was going to score points. But the defense causing turnovers like that, that's going to put them in a class of the elites. Also, you got to look at the schedule, man. OU has a clear path to the Big 12 championship. They got Kansas, who's ranked, and if Jalen Daniels is back, that could be, an interesting situation for the Sooners, but I still got them beating Kansas. And then West Virginia has been a nice surprise. That'll probably be the second toughest team left on the schedule. Don't want to overlook the Mountaineers, but Oklahoma's in a class above those guys. We just got to admit it. Come on. Let's be honest here. I'm just saying. So I think they run the table, man, and we get another Big 12 championship matchup featuring Texas, featuring Oklahoma, and that winner will see themselves in the college football playoff. There were a lot of storylines this week, man. Let me know how y'all feel about everything, and make sure you hit that subscribe button for all the latest. It's going to be a big week in college football. Holler at me in the comments, man. I love to hear from you guys. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our memberships. Like I said, we got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Till next time, we out.